y'all to Kentucky Rangers Mondays with Mom. I'm Kentucky Ranger. That, of course, is my mother, Marie, and Sheree sitting in the corner.
Hello.
With Junebug. Keeps being crazy. So we left off. I was kind of born and we was all kind of doing our thing and decided we were going to talk about. I was born in Akron, but we moved to Texas. I think that's what you want to talk about.
Yeah,
why did we move to Texas?
Your dad came home from overseas, and he got stationed in Amarillo, Texas. So we loaded up and headed out for Texas. And
he couldn't have been over a few months old.
10 months old. That's when your dad first seen him.
Yeah.
And on the way, we took pictures when we got there of
me and her on a buffalo.
Yeah.
Well, we have another one of me and her on a pony, but I think that was later.
That was later.
That was in Texas. Yeah.
Still in Texas. Oh,
yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll show both of them then.
Yeah.
I wasn't real short.
Yeah. But I loved Amarillo. Because it was in the winter, and it didn't matter how cold it was. If you waited till the next day, you could hang clothes out.
Amarillo's an interesting little town.
Very nice.
Through it many times when driving a truck. Pretty little town.
Your dad took me back there when we were traveling back here, I think. I'm not sure. Wasn't too long ago.
One thing, when you get into Amarillo, Texas, you set your watches back about 40 years because, it's the quaintest looking little town.
It is.
Still, if you was to remove the modern cars, it would look like 1950s.
Right. But that little house that we rented was still there.
Still there.
Uh-huh.
There's no way I could find a picture of that unless you have an ad. Do you have the address?
Lord, no.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
As much as I would like to do things like that, there's certain things that just ain't. Just can't.
Not possible.
Impossible. Even me, I can't.
I did think of that little town where we lived over the post office.
Oh, yeah.
West Rushville.
West Rushville.
Yeah, it's pretty close to Lancaster.
Okay.
Lancaster, Ohio.
I'll put up a little map thingy or something up in the corner where it's at.
And anyway.
Sheree said you remember where the house was at?
Over the post office?
I guess you said that if she knew the town, you could find where it was at. That it's still there.
The last time that when Dad took us through there, it looked like it hadn't changed in 50 years.
Mm-hmm.
How long ago was that?
Anna was a baby.
We'll have to look that up. If we can find it, I'm gonna put that up in the corner. That'd be cool. See where I was conceived.
Is conceived.
Where all of this greatness began.
You were conceived over a post office.
If we could find a street map, there can't be that many streets in Rushville. What is it, West Rushville?
Yeah, we'll talk about it after the show.
Yeah.
It's a really small town.
Google Maps is awesome.
Yeah. Well, I had an old map. I don't know if it was yours that you used while you were driving.
Probably all remembered now.
Or your dad's. So I knew that if it was new, it might not be there. But the old one.
Was it laminated or paper?
Paper.
I think it was paper.
Oh, it was his then. Because mine, I had a big old laminated road atlas.
Yeah, well, this was your dad's then.
Where I could jot down directions of where I was going.
So I looked in there and lo and behold, I went right to it.
I'll tell you something, these modern truck drivers, I don't need no stupid map. Well, when your Tom goes belly up, you wish you had a map.
Yeah.
I'm old fart truck driver. I'm telling you right now, if I was driving, even if I was a young kid just starting out, I'd have a road atlas sitting in that truck somewhere.
I might look on that map that I've got, and I might find out
you might have where we lived in
Texas.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
That's another thing. If we can find it, we'll put that up there too.
Yeah. I'll look for it.
So anyway, we moved to Texas.
Yeah.
Was we in like a house, apartment?
Well, we rented a little house,
Little
and
house.
it was cheap. I mean, like $50 a month.
Wow.
And
But still, that's that's about average back then
yeah,
for a smaller home.
but it was nice.
Because
little
you're
place.
talking, this was '63. You could buy
Yeah.
You could buy a decent 2-bedroom house for what, about $20,000
Or less.
or less.
Yeah.
New car was what, about $2,500
Yeah.
or less.
Mm-hmm.
The average car, I'd say,
Yeah.
in '63, you're probably looking about
Maybe
somewhere in the
3,000.
Huh?
About 3,000. I think.
2,500, $3,000, depending on how
Yeah.
fancy. I mean, they had fancy cars. I guarantee you.
Yeah.
Even back in '63, a Cadillac could still set you
Oh,
back
yeah.
about $15,000.
Yeah. But anyway, we rented this little greenhouse, and we were there for a few months, and they promoted your dad to
Staff
teaching.
Oh, he became an instructor.
Right, he was teaching whatever it
Mechanic.
was he was doing.
Aircraft. Yeah, I think it was aircraft mechanics.
Yeah, and so he thought, well, that was a pretty cushy job, and
Yeah.
that would be there for a while. So we decided to buy us a house.
Wow.
So we went and bought a house,
Right.
and we got to live in it for a year.
How much did you pay for it?
Lord, I don't remember.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm sure it sounded like a lot back in those
Things were
days.
going pretty good there for years. This is '64.
Yeah,
And let me guess, the reason everything went to crap was Vietnam.
I don't know.
Because 60, no, 6, yeah, that would have been.
It was going on, but I
Yeah,
don't
it
know
was
if that's.
going on, and with him being in the Air Force.
I don't know if that's where they sent him or.
Well, anyway, we was there. We got to live in it for about a year.
Every year.
Well, they decided they were going to move into Kansas. Kansas City, Kansas. So we had to sell that house, move to Kansas. And so we no sooner got to Kansas
Right.
and they sent him TDY,
Okay, explain what a TDY is to someone.
temporarily duty, whatever.
Okay, I'll look it up. It's a
I used
military
to
term.
know.
Yeah, I can't think of it all. When you say it, I know what it
Temporarily
means.
duty, just temporarily duty, I think.
It's TDY. It's temporary duty something. I guarantee there's military
Anyway,
people out there
they
screaming
didn't
at the
keep you
screen.
more than
It's
6. They didn't keep you more than 6 months.
right.
But here I am, in a strange place.
Yeah, never been there before. 3-year-old daughter, 1-year-old son,
Yeah.
no friends, no family.
Well, you're a little bit older now, because remember, we was in Kansas.
Oh, that's right. Okay, so I was probably about a year and a half.
Yeah.
So Sheree would have been almost 5.
Yeah.
Something like that.
So she probably started. That's when she could probably start remembering things.
Yeah.
Over there.
Well, that's when I first sent her to school.
Right. Yeah, that'd be about the right age.
Yeah,
She'd
so I
start
sent her to kindergarten. Well, she got to where she'd hide under the bed. She didn't want to go. So I asked her what the problem was, and she said the teacher was hitting her. So I went down to talk to the principal, and he talked me into letting her go one more day, and that he was going to.
Bumping the mic stand. I'll let her do that.
And he was going to spy on this teacher. Sure enough, he caught her smacking her.
Oh wow.
So that did her in. I took her out. He didn't want me to, but I did. And so anyway, we had this old Ford, and it wouldn't. Something was wrong with it. Wouldn't start.
You remember what model?
It was that blue one, that two-tone blue one.
Oh, okay. So we've already seen it. I might bring it back up.
Yeah.
But anyhow.
So anyway, it was parked in the driveway. I had no way of going to the store or anything.
Wow.
So my neighbor, my kind neighbor.
And let me guess, you kind of lived in a rural area instead of downtown, so you
Yeah.
couldn't walk anywhere.
Yeah. So anyway, my neighbor looked under the hood, and the spark plugs had come out.
What?
Yeah. So
Well,
anyway,
somebody had jury rigged it, or they
I don't know, but anyway,
something defective.
he put the spark plugs back down on.
Right.
Anyway, it started, so I was good to go.
Well.
So anyway, you dearly loved to dress up when you was about
Oh,
2.
I did. I love my suits.
That's where we were at with that picture with your little suit on.
Yeah.
Suit. Oh, okay. Well,
So
put that
I
up.
had a catalog and I ordered him some little suits.
I
That's
dress
probably
up
one of
everywhere
them.
we go.
Yeah. And so I thought that was so precious. He wanted to wear his little suits.
Love my suits.
Yeah. So I've got a picture of you and Cherie out in the yard playing, and you had that suit on.
Yeah, oh
That's
yeah,
it.
I'd play
Yeah.
in my suit.
Mm.
I'm sitting on
In
a
fact,
tricycle
I
or
think
something.
you finally got to the point you capitulated. You allowed me that I had like one suit I could play out in the yard because you knew it was going to get dirty.
Yeah.
But the other ones were like for church and stuff.
Yeah.
But it's like, okay, you can wear
Yeah.
this one to go play in the yard, and that's it.
Yeah.
You come back in, that's it.
Oh, anyway, your dad finally.
Well, now where did he go? Where did they send him? Did we cover that?
I don't remember
My
where
mind
they
is-
sent him. Maybe to Vietnam.
We
Somewhere
were living in
overseas.
Kansas when he got out.
Yeah, that was my next step.
Yeah, and I think that, the Vietnam War, where he had been at the tail end of Korea and Vietnam, he just had enough.
That's what he
Yeah.
told me.
Yeah, he had enough. And that's totally
I
understandable.
felt like a widow because I hardly ever seen him. But he came back from TDY, and his re-enlistment was getting ready coming up. So he decided that he was going to get out. He's had enough.
That was after, 14 years?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, he went and got him a job at this place called Boeing, I think. And
I'm
Kansas.
trying to remember, was it Boeing or Consolidated Vultee or some oddball?
He attempted, well, he made extremely high scores at Boeing,
Yeah.
but he laughed at him when they told him what they were going to
Yeah,
pay
they were
him.
going to pay him. That's right. That's
Yeah.
why he decided not to do it because
No, he went to work.
Oh, he went to work.
Yeah, he worked.
Oh,
But they told him to look busy.
Oh, that was a different place. That was a factory. That wasn't
Just like-
Boeing.
Yeah,
Consolidated Vultee or something. I can't
I
remember.
can't remember
That's-
exactly.
I
but-
vaguely remember him talking about it, but I can't remember which
Yeah.
one it was.
Yeah.
He never did start at Boeing because they told him what they were going to pay him.
Yeah, they said that this is what we're going to pay you, Mr. Reeves, and he's like, do what?
Yeah.
And
Anyway, he decided we was going to move back to Akron.
right.
So when his time come, we loaded up again, headed out to Akron, and moved in that.
I'm just,
What?
you see the timer thing. I need to realize where we're at here. Oh, okay, we're okay.
So anyway, we moved into that apartment under your grandmother,
Right.
your dad's mom.
Do you have any recollection being there? Or was you too little?
Lord, there's
He
no
was
way.
too little.
I don't start remembering things till
He
right.
was going on 3.
Yeah, my memory, I got little bits and pieces, but I don't start remembering until you had the aneurysm, had the surgery.
Well, see that.
And that was just before we moved to Salt Lake.
Right.
So we're I don't want to get ahead of ourselves on that one.
But anyway, we moved back to Akron. So he didn't know what he was going to do. So he went and put an application into loan officers or.
Yeah, he was a repo man.
Yeah, that's exactly what
Yeah,
he
he decided he was going to be a repo man. The problem was, as mean as he could be, apparently he was too kind-hearted, and he couldn't take people's cars, and then he kept trying to. He was like Dog the Bounty Hunter. 30 years before Dog the Bounty Hunter existed, he just didn't have the heart to do it. What?
She's fixing to bark.
But
Where
anyway.
Hey, get away.
Anyway,
Too bad we ain't got a picture of him like repoing or something. Listen, there's nothing out there.
They gave him a company car and everything.
but anyway, he quit that job and went to work for a finance company.
Right.
And stayed there. Well, one of the employees at this finance company had a brother that worked at Consolidated Freightways.
Right.
So he told your dad that your dad always wanted to be a truck driver. Really.
Right.
And he told your dad that they had this school.
Yeah, I had a training program.
Yeah, that they pay you to go to it.
Right.
So your dad checked out on that. And so.
This was probably what, 65?
66 or
66,
7.
okay.
Yeah.
He got out in 66 when he got out of service.
So it would have been about 67 or
Yeah.
somewhere in there.
Yeah, somewhere along there. Anyway, he went to that school and got his credentials,
Certified,
certified. So he quit the finance company and went to work for
You
Consolidated
didn't have to have a
Freightways.
CDL back in them days.
Lord, no. Okay, so he went to work for CF.
Yeah, and Consolidated Freightways is a union
Right.
job, so he started out making pretty
Pretty
good money. Yeah.
Except that he was on the extra board.
Yeah.
Well, that's the way unions work. When you first start in a union company, a lot of people, uninitiated people with a union, and they all work the same way.
Mm-hmm.
You start out as a casual. Back then, they called it extra board.
Mm-hmm.
But what it is,
Yeah, he was on
you
the
sit
extra board.
right. You sit at home when you're on call. They could call you anytime. They give you a 2-hour call to go to work,
Right.
and whenever they needed you.
Yeah.
That's why they call it an extra board, because you were a casual or you were on the extra board.
Right.
You were one of the extra workers because you didn't have enough seniority yet to actually bid runs.
Yeah.
That's another thing. You have to, when you get enough seniority, when you're a low man on the totem pole with seniority, you bid whatever's left.
Yeah.
So
But I
anyhow.
forget what little town that was that Consolidated Freightways was in.
I did Stowe.
Oh, was it?
Stowe, yeah.
So,
Mm-hmm.
oh, they're
You
not there
sure?
anymore.
No, yeah, I'm positive. It was in
Well,
Stowe.
Anyway, that's he got to go in there and learning the ups and downs.
Well, another thing, when he first started out, he ran team everywhere.
Mhm.
Yeah.
He might be home 2 or 3 days, but when they called him,
Yeah.
he didn't just go to work for like 4 or 5 hours and come back home.
Oh no.
He'd
we
go
went
to work.
on
We,
these.
we might not see him for 2 weeks.
Yeah, because it sent him to California,
California,
New
wherever they
York,
needed him. Yeah.
wherever.
And he didn't even know who he was teaming with. He teamed with whoever they put him with.
Yeah. Well, he stayed with this one pretty long time, Walter.
Yeah, but that was after they had enough seniority where they could actually stay as an operating team.
Right.
When you're a casual or you're on the extra board, you
Yeah.
get teamed up with whoever.
Mm-hmm.
So they'll call you and they'll call Joe Schmo, and you two go on the road. Period.
Yeah. But it started working out pretty good. I mean, he built himself up. And
That's about the time we got that house on Holly Avenue, wasn't it?
Yeah,
yeah, we bought it
I
as a
loved
house.
that place.
Oh, it's a cool place. I'm going to put the picture back up because I got that picture.
Yeah. I loved that house too. I didn't want to leave.
Lord, what a neighborhood. And it had a park. Well, it was a school, but it was a
Mhm.
park
Uh,
right down the street from
right.
us.
It was a It was a brand new park at the time.
What was it? No, it wasn't.
Firestone Park.
Firestone Park.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that was back in the days too that I could let the kids go and not worry about anybody kidnapping them. But it was in walking distance.
That place put me in the mind of Mayberry.
Yeah.
The way that it was named.
Yeah.
But and the reason it's called Firestone Park, in case people don't realize, Akron, Ohio, is the central location for the United States in rubber production.
Right.
Firestone, Goodyear, Dunlop. All the big ones was there. And people that back in the day, if you lived in Akron, Ohio, you didn't mind working, you were guaranteed a job.
Oh, yeah.
Good job and a career.
You know, Goodyear is still there. Because they still make Goodyear tires.
I think maybe Firestone's still there.
I don't know, but I do know
now,
Goodyear.
Mark, I remember she used to work at Goodyear.
Yeah.
During the war.
And I think that's where she met Charlie, wasn't it?
Yeah, during World War II.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she was one of the, what did they call them?
Rosie the Riveter.
Rosie the Riveter types.
Yeah.
She worked at Goodyear Rubber making aircraft tires and Jeep tires and whatever kind of tires they needed for the military.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's where she met Charlie.
Yeah.
Charlie was our grandpa, not our grandfather, but he was our grandpa. He was kind of a crotchety old fart. He was funny.
Papa.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, Papa. I was just starting to remember him when we moved. But I'll tell you on another thing, he was the kind of person, if he's going somewhere, when he'd get up and say, "We're going," if you didn't go out and get in the car right then, he'll leave you.
Yeah, he would.
He used to leave Margaret home. He'd be like, "Well, we're going to go out to eat."
Yeah.
Well, she'd be all goofing around and he'd get up and leave.
Yeah.
He meant we're leaving.
Yeah. Well, she learned real quick
Yeah,
when
she
he
learned
said,
real
"Let's
quick."
go.
But as soon as he says that, I'm in the car.
Yeah.
Oh, God, we've got to find a picture of him. Oh, I think we got some.
I've got some somewhere. I have to dig. I'd have to dig one out.
He was big on motorcycle
Oh my God, I
races.
was getting ready to say he was one of the original dirt bike racers.
I'll never forget.
I'd say that he might have had maybe one finger that wasn't at least half cut off.
Yeah. But he didn't do that riding a motorcycle. He did that, I'll never forget, putting up a door.
Well, that was one time, but no, he was old grizzly old feller. I mean, tough as nails.
Yeah,
but he had a good heart.
Yeah, he
but
did.
When I mean he was one of the originators of the American Motorcycle Association and one of the founding members.
Yeah.
I've got a picture in there somewhere of him on the
motorcycle.
I've also got those awards that he got.
Oh yeah, tons of awards. Yeah, I'll see if we can dig him up, take some pictures. I'll never forget. He was really big into the motor. In fact, I think that's why Dad got into the
I'll never forget. I went to one of the races and I was down somewhere because I didn't want to watch it because it's
grizzly.
Anyway,
it ain't like it is nowadays. All these fancy little motorcycles. They was racing like old Harley Davidson street bikes with knobby.
Anyway, I was.
I mean, it was when you wrecked on one of them, you died.
I was downhill and I was listening. And all of a sudden, I seen this person go flying in the air, and it was Charlie.
Oh no!
It was.
Well, see,
and
that's
I thought, oh my gosh.
Another thing I remember is one day he was riding. I think that's where he lost another finger.
He did.
Is he was riding along, and this woman slammed the brakes on in front of him, and he slammed and rear-ended her and went flying over her car.
Oh, I don't remember that.
Yeah, well, I remember him telling that story.
Oh.
But
yeah, that's where he lost one of them.
Yeah, that's right. Gotta get the pictures of Charlie. He was the character.
Oh, he was.
Oh, my Lord. Yeah. That's one thing I kind of felt so bad when we moved to Salt Lake is because I didn't get to ever see him again. Got to talk to him on the phone.
Yeah, but didn't get to see him.
Never got to see him again.
No.
And he was awesome.
They used to take me to motorcycle track
See, now-
with them all the time.
Yeah, see, now you were fortunate. When you was, what, about 10 or 11, they flew you to Akron and you got to spend the summer with them.
I was 15.
15.
Mm-hmm.
You sure No, you weren't
Yeah,
that
because
old.
she turned 16 when she come back.
No, I didn't.
Didn't you?
I turned 15 that summer.
Oh.
Yeah,
That was in
because-
1975.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, you got to spend the whole summer, so you got a little bit of extra time with him. And they was going to fly me back. They really didn't want to. So for my birthday, it's like, well, listen, we'll fly you back to Akron and you can spend the summer with Grandma and Grandpa. Or we'll buy you a 5-speed bike. Well, I was what, 10 or 11? No. Yeah. 12? Yeah, I was about 12-ish, somewhere in there. And what was 1976? I'll never forget that because you all bought me a Schwinn Bicentennial Edition 5-speed bike. And I was like, oh yeah, I love you, Grandma and Grandpa, but they gonna buy me a 5-speed bike. It was all painted red, white, and blue. It was a beautiful bike. I'd say that thing would be worth a lot of money if I still had it. Have no idea where we moved so much. Have no idea where it went.
Don't know what happened to it. Anyway, we'll end the story if you want to, because then the next story will be when we move to Salt Lake.
Yeah, we're getting close to that. Yeah,
Yeah.
there might be a couple of little fiddly things, but yeah. We're getting to the point.
We
where
had
we'll
to
move to
sell
Salt
the
Lake.
house on Holly Avenue.
Right.
And rented a house
In Cuyahoga Falls.
in Cuyahoga Falls. And stayed there until he...
Well, you left out when you got sick, though. It was still home.
Oh, I forgot about that. It was Holly Avenue when I had that aneurysm.
Well, we'll do that, and then we'll end it.
Yeah.
But what happened? She started acting a little odd.
Yeah,
She was in excruciating pain.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I went to this one doctor, and he was treating me for sinus problems.
Yeah, for sinus problems.
So,
Come to find out, you had an aneurysm on your brain.
yeah.
Dad's the one that figured it out.
Yeah, Dad figured it out, and he got a hold of, I guess, what was the best brain surgeon back then.
Yeah.
And wasn't he the one that told him, says, don't move around much to get her to the hospital now.
He said, my team will meet you there at the door. And they did.
Mm-hmm.
And
But that's back in the days
Russell
before they...
L. Thomas was the doctor's name.
That's back in the days before they had these fancy MRIs and all this stuff.
Yeah.
And she was in the hospital, about 2 months?
About 2 months, yeah.
Oh, it was a long time.
Yeah.
But, they almost lost you because when they drilled into through your skull, the aneurysm,
Right there.
what do you call it?
It busted?
It busted, basically. Well, not basically, that's what it did. Whatever they call it, whatever.
But they managed
almost
to get
bled
it.
to death.
And,
Yeah, they got it, clamped it.
and clamped it.
She had a near-death experience.
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
I seen Mr. and Mrs. Campbell that I keep talking about. I seen them, and they waved to me. And
But Mr. Campbell was still living when you went in the hospital.
yeah,
that was
he
the
was.
amazing
I
thing.
didn't know that.
But none
he
of us
had
knew
died.
What more?
that. My time
Oh,
is
it's
up.
a timer anyhow. Okay. I don't know how. There we go.
Okay.
Interesting end thing. So yeah, that's telling us that we're hitting the half-hour mark. So,
Yeah. So
well, anyhow, yeah, we'll pick that up the next time because I have the story of how I snuck out of school during lunch to come visit you when you came home from the hospital.
yeah.
And there's quite a few other things that are going on. So y'all gonna have to wait till next week for that.
So tune in for Donald's.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. Plus, there's some inspiring stuff that we need to talk about.
Yeah.
And so we'll end it there. And it's been a pretty good show.
Interesting.
Interesting. So I want another thing. Hopefully, if this works out, the audio's going to be better because I apologize for the audio quality here lately. And thank you, Dolly. I appreciate that, honey. You just banged the microphone, of course. It's okay, because it's the end of the show. So anyhow, God bless as always. And this Kentucky Ranger and Cherie.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Say bye-bye, Mama.
Bye-bye, everybody.
And
God bless you.
God bless everybody, and we'll see you next Monday.